What's going on? Hi, Bug. Hi, Buggy. Hello. Hello. Lay down? Good girl, Buggy. Sorry? Bug is not happy to be in here. She's not used to streaming. I think I am going to turn the music down a little harder. And no math. Okay, that feels better. Because for some reason my microphone's not as... Oh, okay, I'll turn it up a little. Okay, that feels... I don't know how much quieter the music needs to be from me. I had like a good video on that. Hello. Are you being good girl down there? There you go. Como estás el baño, as the French say. So true. How are you? Living like this, you don't live long. Alright. I'm gonna crack open my files here. I'm gonna go ahead and do some Twitch graphics. Should I finish my Met Gala outfit? Probably. I'll do it tomorrow. Yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. Are you being a good girl down there? Good. Very happy to hear. Good girl, Bucky. Okay, anyway. How about me? I'm fucking pissed. Buggy. Come back. Oh, whatever. Yeah, I'm pissed the fuck off. Today has been a most interesting day. I'm gonna talk about it after I finish this part of the candy cane. This is the last candy cane I have from that box that I got back in December. Lay down. Good girl. Where on the fast food shelf, it's a policy, a policy. I'm sorry, sir, but you'll have to leave. This song is so funny. Okay. I was working on channel points. I do recall this. A picture of you. Ooh, I should post on Discord that I'm live, because I'm never live. Okay, I'm actually live. Lamau. See. Oh, I forgot to add everyone. Everyone. Sick. Alright. Kind of a messy one, but that's alright. Discord can go now. Hello. I'm sorry the internet's so bad. It's fucking great for me. Now that I had... Which, if you're in your room, that's kind of fucked up, because that's where the internet is at. But I'll let it slide. Alright. Hi, Kat. How are you? Hope you're good. It's been so long. How long? I couldn't tell you. School really gets me, and it's bad. Policy. Sorry, sir, but you've got to leave. I will reward Buggy for being such a good girl. Here you go. Oh, let me... There we go. I'm gonna work on these. I believe I almost want to soften those corners, but I'm not sure. Artboard tool, please. Cool. Alright, meant to make a few appointments when I came home from work and then I never did. Oh. Damn. Appointments for, like, the doctor or car appointments, teeth appointments? If you'd like to share. You, of course, don't have to. Wow, my computer is moving the speed of a snail. I can shut this down, probably. And now they're closed. Nah. That is the trouble. I've been trying to call financial aid at my school. Doctor. Damn. Well, I hope everything's okay. Depends on the can. I love this song. 1950s. Let me get my song thingy out. Yo, need me. You need me. Okay, there you go. Now you can see. You need me. But yeah, I've been trying to call financial aid. I got in contact with them, but God, it's a pain in the fucking ass. Anyway, I'm almost done with my candy cane. Just the one part, but out. Everybody sad. Got referred to an endocrinologist by my main doctor, and also I'm overdue. Me. I was also overdue to get a pap smear, and it was my first pap smear. Yo. Nate. Mate. Honestly, people feel fearmonger about pap smears. It was not that bad. Maybe, I mean, it's uncomfortable, obviously, to be messed with in that way. But I heard that it's supposed to, like, give you period, like, style cramps. And it was nothing burger. It was literally fine. But anyway, I hope the endocrinologist part also goes okay. Watch me do my little dance. Let me... My doctor has said they could do it at the office, but nah. I'm like, I'll just go to who my sister goes to. And that was at my last yearly visit. Classic. Always up to something. Anything to do with me, 'cause I need you when you need me. Dim images. I want circle. Please. Circle. Yeah, I had ended up asking to do it at... So, the year that they were like, you need to get a pap smear, I was like... And they were like, do you want a man or a woman? I was like, woman! I would love a woman, please. Get this man out of here, because my primary's a man. So I was like, get this guy out of here. And he was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. No worries. We'll just have you do your yearly physical next year and do a pap smear at the same time. I was like, one doctor's visit? Shit. So that's what I ended up doing. And it being, like, in the regular doctor's office was a little funky. But it wasn't too bad. Mine's okay. He kind of pisses me off sometimes. I almost want to swap to the woman who gave me the pap smear. She was super nice, very attentive. And this was the first time I'd met her, which, you know, considering the procedure she had to do, Could have been a little uncomfortable, but it wasn't the end of the world. Super attentive, very nice, let me know what was going on and like what she was doing and stuff. And like I knew what it was, but like I am perfectly aware that not everybody does and might be confused about what is happening. And so her like talking through every step I think was very helpful. And I wasn't going to be like, I'm good, you don't need to do all that. Because I didn't want to like discourage her from doing it with other people. My hat. Did I catch you? Lay down. Good girl. Oops, sorry. Ooh, I forgot. I have my lamp. What color should we do today? That's so funny, both of you. Alright, hold on. Both. Thursday, my bracelets for Thursday are like a teal color. I could do teal. Or like blue. I could do purple again. Purple was a lot of fun. It was very Twitch streamer coded. Color. Green was what we did last time. I could do piss yellow. Which is honestly just a regular fucking light. So yellow and orange I think are off limits. This is pink, but it says it's red in my thing. So that's red. I just need to move it a little closer to orange. Here's pink. Here's purple. Here's another purple. Blue. No. There's a lot of the same shade of blue on here. So this is like the teal range we're getting into right now. Oh, right, I forgot. I turned this lower, I think. Oh, wait, this is as low as it goes. Whatever. Yeah, I need it. Also, I vote purple. Okay. Sorry, I was busy for 5 minutes per video, and I like my Docker okay, but Hi, Bug. Oh, hello, 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 hello. Hi. Do you want a little snack? Lay down. Be good girl. Lay down. Thank you. I'm gonna tell you he thinks I'm insane sometimes because none of the women on my chart call me a hypochondriac. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. Purple is back and in a big way. Yeah, I don't know. I like him well enough, but he's kinda... Fuck! Fuck! Lay down. Lay down. Be good girl, lay down. You're very wet. Thank you. Can you lay down? Good girl. Becky! Good job. Okay. Anyway, so yes, I do need to tell everybody about my day because I held it close to my chest this afternoon. Bug. Lay down. Bug. Bug. Can you lay down? Be good girl, lay down. I had 2 cysts rupture, and all the men said, you exhibit signs of stress exacerbating your symptoms. Like, okay, what do I have then? Well, probably just a tummy ache. 2 cysts back to back. So why is that fucking crazy? That is literally psychotic. What the fuck? Miss woman I had my pap smear done by, that would have never happened with her. Here you go. Okay, I think I'll just have caps lock on, which is confusing me. Bug. That was actually so fucking scary. Go lay down. Older ultrasound technician who was appalled nobody explained that we were looking for a torsion and what a torsion was. Like, okay. That's fucking insane. Yeah, I would be pretty pissed. Okay, let me see. So, okay. My day. And this requires some extra context for, non-household chatters. Which is fine. I would literally be delighted to give you the context. You know I love context and storytelling. So, this is super exciting for me. So, I, as we are aware, am in an art education program. I'm enjoying it, kind of. Thank you, Kat. I appreciate your attention. Honestly, it's fucking story time. No music. We're putting it on hold, okay? I'm not gonna get anything done. I don't know why I was gonna pretend, okay? I'm gonna be really fucking honest. I was lying to you. I was just gonna leave that up and then talk. It's the truth. Because I knew if I did Minecraft or something, I was never gonna focus. So I'm just gonna talk. So, I am in an art education program. This involves being very close-knit with your cohort. Brought extra popcorn. Very good, very good. It's very important that you have a snack because it's going to fucking take a while. So, I don't know if everyone's familiar with what a cohort is, but it's basically the people you are doing your degree at the same time as, if that makes sense. So, I am we all applied to the program, got in, kind of. There are a couple of exceptions, but you're allowed to take the first year of art education classes without being accepted into the program. You're allowed to take them, and then next year you'll be able to try again, re-interview, and possibly be accepted into the program. Cool. Perfect. So, a couple of people aren't technically in the program, but they are in what I do consider them my cohortians. I do consider them like they're with me. Even if they haven't been accepted in the program yet. Because if they do get accepted this year, they will be in my cohort. So, they're in my cohort. So, at the beginning... What the... No, bug? Hey. You don't... Come over here. Come over here, Buggy. Come over here. Lay down. Good girl. Thank you. Sorry. She was chewing on a hair tie with metal on it. So I was like, you can't be doing that. Anyway, so at the beginning, we're a cohort. We have had so there's 12 of us total. We have had the last semester art ed class together and this semester. So we will have had a very, I would argue, intimate classroom experience in art education because of how there's so few people in the cohort. Bug, stop it. I will be right back. Give me 2 seconds. You're not gonna come with me, Bug. have some food right there, okay? Buggy, it's story time. Hopefully she'll eat that. I'm not sure if she will or not, but I don't think she's had dinner. So that's probably why she's getting pissy with me. Hi, Buggy. Anyway, she looks so sad. Dinner. Eat your dinner. Oh. She just laid down. It's hard to get her to eat dinner, so she might be upset that she's not eating in the living room. It's whatever. She has access to it. She's fine. Buggy. So true. Anyway, so at the beginning of the year last year, and I feel like this is important context to bring up because I forgot about it until this afternoon, and I will tell you why I forgot. I'll tell you why I remembered when I get there. So at the beginning of the last semester, the upper cohort was like, yes, our goal as the e-board is to kind of connect the two cohorts a little bit better because the upper cohort for us was very disconnected from us. So that is our goal. We are trying to be a little bit better about getting everybody tight-knit across cohorts. A completely valid and arguably quite attainable goal. We might have classes together, but we might not know we have classes with them, especially if it's like, if some of us are concentrating in one thing, we might see the people above us concentrating in the same things, especially if you take special topics classes, which are just art classes, but they have a special topic. Like one of them is called Modular Matrix. What the fuck does that mean? I actually do know, but let's pretend that I don't. They have like stupid names that don't make too much sense unless you're like in tune with the medium that they're referring to and also what words mean. Like there's an abstract painting class that I refuse to take. That's why I'm concentrating in print and not painting. I'm just kidding. That's only part of the reason. Painting is also super fucking boring. Anyway, so we are at the beginning of the semester, we were given access to like a group me. Don't worry, I don't have to print it. I don't know. You are so good at being, yes, exactly what I had hoped. Thank you so much. So anyway, so we had, at the very beginning of the semester, told us that yes, we want to, kind of commingle the cohorts. Anyway, just kind of get them nice and enmeshed and working together, which is great. Cooperation is awesome. I'm a big fan of cooperation. I'm a big fan of working with people. I enjoy social community stuff. So I was on board. Unfortunately, I was kind of vaguely annoyed with them coming in and talking to us because they were just like, yeah, Christina's really, really hard. So if you guys ever need any help with anything, blah, 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 blah. Oh, Christina's the woman who runs the program, by the way. I guess I will name drop. I don't give a shit. I'm only using first names and who cares? So Christina is the woman who runs the program, and then Zach is our adjunct professor. So that happens, right? Ages ago, and they come to our class to do this. I think this is important to mention as well. We are literally in a class when they come in to talk to us about all this. They're just like, yes, we have a group me. I still don't know or care about group me's. I refused to join the one that they offered. I was like, no, because I had already had poor experiences with the upper cohort. The upper cohort in my print class was talking about how they were going to report the stuff that was happening with the lower cohort to Christina, the woman who runs the program next year. And I was like, what the fuck? Why? What kind of snitch behavior is this? I was really annoyed. I did not like that kind of thought process. I felt it was unnecessary. It kind of turned me off from wanting to get to know very many of the other from very many of the upper cohort people, of which I knew quite a few. I knew 3 in my print 1 class last semester, and I knew 2. One of the 2 I knew in film photography, I just didn't like. So it wasn't a huge loss for me not to get to know him. He was a weirdo. He was like, "Yes, I'm so glad to see Christianity portrayed in art. You don't see Christianity portrayed at all." What the fuck? Yes, you do. Art history. Go to one art history class. And there will be at least 1, maybe 7 units on Christian art and the impact of Christianity in Europe. Like, even when they stopped making Christian art, it was because something was going on with Christianity. Like, literally. So it was like, I think you should look at a ceiling. A specific ceiling. Yeah. Or walk down the street in a city. If you consider architecture art, which a lot of art history classes do, oh, look, a fucking church. You stupid idiot. I hate that guy. He's so fucking annoying. And also, the Christianity that he was portraying was born again, like, sex negative stuff. He was like, "I deal with lust a lot, and it's really hard." I was like, jerk off like the rest of us, man. No one gives a shit about your lust journey, dude. This is weird. I did not like it at all. I was not psyched, but anyway, so we fast forward. Last semester ends with a bang. I really enjoyed myself. I decided to stay in the program. That was a big journey for me. I couldn't, because it's a very architecture. Exactly, Kat. You're getting it. So, anyway, it was a very difficult program for me. It was, 15 credit hours a week with a job on top of it. I was desperately trying to stream, but I couldn't. I just didn't have time, and I'm in the same boat right now. But very happy to keep you posted. But, I had a lot going on, and without stream is kind of like my thing that I'd like to do for myself. Stream, not to sound like a psychopath, is self-care for me personally. It's my space. I get to be myself. I get to say whatever I want. And anybody who comes in here listens to that and doesn't, the people who are here choose to be here. You know what I mean? And that's a very important part of the process. I get to be completely genuine and wholeheartedly myself. I don't have to shore up my language. I don't have, except for the slurs, but I don't say slurs, so it's not a big deal. There's language stuff that Twitch requires you not to say, but on the whole, I get to say whatever I want, and I enjoy it. I like being here. I like saying what I please and not needing to mince my words. That was what I was looking for. I don't need to mince my words, and I like it. I like doing that. People know that I'm trans. I don't have to feel weird about it because I'm online, and being online and trans is a lot safer than being trans in real life. I don't have to worry about it. I don't have to talk about it here if I don't want to. It's just obvious. I can have some sense of pride in it without it being my whole personality. I don't have to correct people with pronouns and stuff. I don't have to worry about people saying my name wrong because no one knows my dead name online, and it's really fucking awesome. So there's a lot about being on stream that I enjoy and have to deal with in real life and not here. So Buggy, her little head is right there. Yeah, slay. I love it. So it was a very arduous and taxing semester last semester. Buggy, it's you, girl. Yeah, hi, Buggy, hi. So this semester is unfortunately going fairly similarly. But whatever. I'm getting through it okay. I'm chugging along. It's week 6. That's like what? Half-ish? We're getting there halfway through. Like, a couple more weeks and we're halfway, I think. I'm not actually 100% sure on how many weeks there are supposed to be, but we're getting there. You know, I've done assignments. I've gotten things done. I've not gotten things done. But we're chugging along. And so this semester, I feel a lot closer with a lot of my cohort. Because now, really, it's usually okay, yeah, so close to halfway done then. Still have next week and the week after, but not a huge deal. We're getting there. And I think spring break is coming up soon, which is very positive, and I have a trip. We'll get to the trip in a fucking minute. So, anyway, I'm rocking and I'm rolling, right? I'm getting through it, and this second semester, I'm feeling very positively. I'm getting a lot closer with a lot of my cohort mates. I don't know. Cohortians is what I said earlier. I'm getting a lot closer with a lot of my cohortians. I feel like I can trust them to speak my mind, especially about certain things that are going on, frustrations with certain teachers, my gender on occasion. I actually ended up talking to one of my classmates about my gender for a second there. It wasn't anything crazy. It was big for me. I don't think she really understood the impact of it, but it was significant for me to have shared that with her. So I'm getting along with people. It's going well. And so I also have classes with them. So last semester I was close with one person. Now I have classes with 2 other people, and I've been getting along with them very, very well. So I feel like I have like a little bit of a crew, but other people I talk to. Like, there's this one girl who's a really good buddy with one of my closer friends, and we talk a little bit. It's nothing crazy. I don't like her that much. She's kind of rude, and I don't appreciate her attitude a whole lot of the time, but when we're, buggy, when we're talking, it's not that big of a deal. It goes okay. Same thing with another girl that I'm not a fan of. I don't really like her that much either, but she's in one of my classes. Damn. So close. So, point is that despite there being 12 people, and normally I have social issues, like I'm not the greatest at making friends with people, I've been doing pretty well. And I'm very proud of that fact. So, this semester, at the tail end of last semester, the cohort above us was like, okay, last semester, the MAEA conference, the Michigan Art Educators Association, had a conference somewhere in Michigan. I don't remember where. Zach, the adjunct professor, did a talk at at the MAEA. I would have loved to go see it, but I was super fucking busy that weekend, and also going to conferences costs money. So, and I was super broke last semester. Like, this semester I'm in a lot better shape because I didn't need to buy a bunch of shit, because like it was painting, which was like $200, film photography, which was like $200, and print media. I think I bought some stuff right out the gate, but it wasn't as bad as my other classes, but it was like $400, and it was bad, and I was still coming off of that vet bill with bug. I was just not in very good shape financially last semester. So that was another reason that I was like super stressed the fuck out. So I also just didn't go to the MAE conference. Had literally 2 assignments due that Monday or Tuesday, I think. And I just didn't have any money to drop on that. So I just didn't go. So fast forward to later on in the semester, the NAEA chapter at my school and the NAEA is the National Art Educators Association, just so you're aware. It's an art education thing. But MAEA is the Michigan version, NAEA is the national chapter, or the national one. And the school has a national chapter, as opposed to a Michigan-specific one. So the NAEA E-Board, referring to the leadership of the NAEA chapter, comes in, so they're from the upper cohort, comes in and is like, yeah, so we have the opportunity to take everybody to the NAEA conference with money from the school. Great, that's so cool. Unfortunately, they won't be paying for food and things of that nature, so they'll pay for the tickets to get into the conference, and that's about it. Maybe, I think travel is what they would pay for as well, but they budgeted for gas, so we're just taking cars. I wanted to take the train so bad. Like Francis, one of my classmates was like, can I take a train? I was like, so true, we could take the train, fuck. But they were like, no, we budgeted for gas. Boo, budget for the train. But anyway, so personal preference. So anyway, we are told that we have an opportunity to go to the NAEA conference. That's really cool. Super awesome opportunity. It's very, like, it's our BFA. It's the program that we're in. We're all really psyched. Well, I was really psyched. And a few other people were also like, yeah, that's really cool. I would be interested in going. And so, they took a poll at the time, and rip train ride. I know, very sad. Especially since it's from where I go to school to Chicago. There's literally a direct train line, I think, from here to Chicago. I'm not 100% sure. Or at the very least, it's close by. I don't really remember. Anyway, so so they take a poll, and they're like, just confirm with us that you want to go. So this is where things start getting kind of red flaggy, because they're explaining how going on this trip is going to work, how the money and stuff and other financial elements of it are going to work out. We are expected to pay them about $100. $100 to $150. I don't really remember what it was, but I think we'll use fake numbers for now, because it was about half and half. So 100 was expected of us, and then the school was going to pay 100 or so for our tickets and 2 workshops, because there's, like, you know, workshops that you can go to, listen to what they have to say, learn, and then you can do the rest of the conference, which is just like a convention. A Benjamin for what? I think, so for NAEA conference tickets are $150. 2 workshops are $50 each. So to go to the conference alone, no hotel, no food, no travel, none of that. By itself, the conference would cost $250. What? No. 150, 50, 150, yes. And that is for student tickets. If you're not a student in an art education program, it's even more than that. So this is a significant amount of money for a college student. So knowing that the school is going to pay for the tickets is great. And then we have to provide the money for food, because the school will not pay for food. Why? I couldn't fucking tell you. But I'm pretty sure they agreed to pay for board. So, like, wherever we stay when we're there, because it's a 3-day conference. It's March 5th through the 7th, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. This coming up month. And so, cool. So they say we need to pay for basically half of, and honestly, the numbers that they gave us back then are a load of shit. But whatever. So they're telling us we are expected to pay a couple hundred, and then the school pays a couple hundred. But, and this was something that went, I think unmentioned when we agreed to go or something, or when this was first being discussed. I don't really remember. But apparently, what we were supposed to do is we were supposed to pay the whole cost, and then we would get a part back. That is how they described it in this conversation. They came into our class, interrupted a class period to talk about this, and said, yes, you will have to pay the same amount as the tickets, and then we will pay you back a couple weeks later, because the school's money will kick in and we'll be able to pay you back with the school's money. That's a little crazy and not super awesome, but we're learning about it in January and the conference is in March. So thank you for letting us know. We all have the time to set the money aside. I ultimately, obviously, forgot the numbers involved and was probably going to bum it from my parents if I didn't have enough and be like, hey, important conference. I have enough. It wasn't going to be a huge deal. It's probably just going to go on my credit card, but I can figure it out now. I'm in a better financial spot than I was a couple months ago. So it's not a huge deal. But yes, I agree. Very weird, very confusing. So I sought clarification. So I was like, so you expect us to have around $400 by the time the conference rolls around? And I didn't word it exactly like that, but I was trying to clarify what they were expecting of us. And so I ask my question. They repeat all the information that they already said in the same exact way that they said it the first time. And then I'm like, and then my friend Maddie turns to me and is like, they mean this. And I was like, oh, okay, so exactly what I was asking. Thank you. It was just super frustrating. It was like, okay, man, what the fuck? I don't understand why we didn't understand my question and answer it properly in the first place. You guys are supposed to be educators in the future. If you don't understand your students' questions, how are you supposed to teach particularly well? But I digress. So, we move on. I think that was at the end of last semester. And again, they interrupted class. The last couple of class periods. One of the last couple of class periods they had interrupted. So flash forward, beginning of this semester, January. Well, okay, I guess it was December then. January. And so I had emailed the president of the e-board and was like, I do want to go to the conference. And she was like, okay, cool. This is where you email. Perfect. So I was on the list to go to the conference. So we go. We're in class now. We're in our education class. Everything's going okay. And then we are doing demos. It was a demo project. Like, you go up in front of the class and you're like, here's how you use colored pencils, or here's how you use paint, things like that. Because that'll be the kind of thing that you need to do in an art classroom. Scissor safety for younger kids and X-Acto knife safety for older kids, things like that. So, hot glue gun safety. One of my classmates did cardboard sculpture. She's very passionate about cardboard sculpture. So she taught hot glue gun safety. A little bit, not too much. She also taught, techniques, which was cool. But anyway, so during our print media demo day, they come in and they're kind of peeking in the class and being distracting outside of the door, because it's a low traffic hallway. And also, this class happens 5:30 to 8:20 at night. So it's kind of no one else or very few people are in the building. So having people look in the classroom is pretty distracting. So someone goes out there and is like, what's going on? And they go, we need to talk to Zach. So Zach goes out there, talks to them, and they're all, cool. And so Zach comes back with the Upper Art Ed e-board and is like, they need to talk to the people who went to um, who want to go to the NAEA conference and signed up for it and stuff. And so I thought majority of the class was going, but only half of the class is going. Not a huge deal, but I was a little sad because it's a really cool opportunity. And one of the people that I really like hanging out with isn't going. And I found out today that the reason why she can't go is because she didn't have enough time to save money to go. Something to consider. Anyway, so we all go over there. And they're like, we need your NAEA number now. We need it ASAP. So the night before, I was in print and I was, in lab and I was pissing around. I was working on stuff and I get an email. I was I love storytelling. It's my favorite thing in the world. So the night before, I get an email saying, this is here, pick your workshops for the NAEA conference. And I was like, oh, cool. Francis, did you see that we get to pick our workshops? So exciting. And he was like, oh, cool. I just got that same email. Great. So, I was aware that NAEA stuff was starting to crop up. We, tickets, we're going to buy tickets soon. The money and stuff is going to be involved, et cetera, et cetera. And this, I think, was back in January. So the next night, which was the art ed class, they come in and they're like, we need your NAEA number now. They did not mention us needing an NAEA number at any point, let alone as soon as humanly possible. So I was a little annoyed and I say, no one told us we needed an NAEA number. And they responded with, well, Christina will require you to be in the NAEA next year. Okay, next year, bitch. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. It's not next year. Newsflash, motherfucker. It's still this year. I'm still in year 1. We aren't required to join the NAEA yet. I didn't know we needed an NAEA number. And so I sign up for the NAEA, and keep in mind, the NAEA has membership dues as well, which was not calculated into the cost that they discussed with us in the first semester at the tail end. So the last time they'd come and talk to us, they did not mention the $50 it takes to join the NAEA. So I was kind of pissy that we needed an NAEA number, but luckily I log in and I don't need to pay the membership dues to get my NAEA number. I just needed to make an account with the website and it was all good. However, the website, despite being an art educator's website, is disgusting to look at, has one of the worst UIs I've ever seen. So maybe the graphic designers had something to do with it, but the back-end UI people, they needed to be contacted because holy shit. I agree. Hidden fees are a load. So I was pretty pissed when I had to drop a random $50 fucking dollars. Like on a Thursday or some shit. So, because I think it was Monday, and then so the Monday we got the workshop thing, and then Tuesday we were like, we need your number, and then Wednesday Wednesday comes and goes, and then Thursday afternoon I get an email saying, we need you to pay your dues. Why didn't you tell us that? You just said we needed your number. I can give you my number without paying the dues. If you wanted me to pay my dues, you should have said, please pay your dues as soon as possible. That's how we need to get the tickets. So we need your NAEA number to buy the tickets so we can put them on your account, and you will need to pay your dues before we buy the tickets. So we need your number, and then within tonight or tomorrow, you need to pay your NAEA dues. Nope. Later that afternoon, on the Thursday, not Wednesday, not the next day, but the day after, because all that was happening Tuesday. Wednesday comes and goes, and then Thursday afternoon, I get an email at work saying you need to pay your dues. A full 24 hours and some later, which is fucking crazy. Hello? What are we doing here? You knew we had to pay our dues. It is your responsibility to tell us what to do. We don't know what's going on. We don't know what you need. You need to tell us. The worst part is they absolutely had to, because they needed to budget and propose the budget to the school so the school would confirm with them that they would give them the money to go to this conference. Fucking ridiculous. So, anyway, I pay my dues that afternoon, and I go to an artist lecture which the school offers on occasion, where like an artist from like all over the country, it's really, really cool, will come in and do a talk about the art that they do, and like how they do it, how they came to do it, things of that nature. Sometimes there'll be teachers, so it'll be a little more like a lesson, and some of them will be like, I am just here to tell you about how I got here. Like the painting one that we went to that Thursday was very much like, here's my art when I was really young, and here's my art now. That was literally the lecture, and it was pretty sweet. He was a very genuine guy, and it was very cool to see his art, especially because it was the first black artist that I had seen a lecture from. The rest of them had, in fact, been white. So I was like, okay, a little diversity for me. And he did a lot of work about being black in America. So it was pretty cool. It was very, cool to see like the cultural references that he made to like, how he grew up and things of that nature. There were a lot of like shoes involved. Like he would like cut the soles off of his shoes and then paste them onto the canvas. And he did a lot of work from underneath. And that was my favorite, was he would paste the soles on, and then he would paint like the rest of the person as if you were looking underneath the sole of the shoe. Like the sidewalk was see-through and you were almost as if you were the sidewalk. Very cool art. Very interesting. However, the person who had because the people who join, very cool. The artist lectures are actually really interesting. I just don't have the time to go to a lot of them because they are Thursday nights, and I typically go to school during Thursday nights, but I don't right now because we have observations to go to. That is another nightmare within itself, but I'll spare you that one because it's not particularly related to the stuff that I'm talking about right now. So anyway, we go to this lecture, and I'm sitting next to Maddie, my best friend, my best art ed friend, and the president of the NAEAE board turns to me and goes, "Did you pay your dues?" I say, "Yes, I did." And then she goes to ask Maddie, and I kind of stop her, and I go, "She already paid her dues back in like November. She's good." And then she gets confused, and I was like, "She paid her dues." And she's like, "Oh, okay." And then leaves us alone. Now, I am not a big fan of the president of the NAEAE board because it has been shown that she has a bit of an attitude, and I am not a fan of that. Because she was caught by a couple of my cohort classmates talking shit about our cohort on her Instagram story, which is wildly disrespectful. If you have a problem, come to us, say what you feel, okay? Don't passively aggressively post online, okay? We all live in real life. Get off the internet and tell me how you feel, because that is a load of shit. I do not like that she did that at all. Neither did the people I heard it from. And I, of course, being upset by this, pass it along to a few other people that she had done this. And the problem that she had with us was that we were talking over the teacher, which I don't remember occurring, but whatever. We were talking over the teacher as future educators. How disrespectful, or something along those lines. shut the fuck up. We're in college. We're all excited to see each other. We're all really good friends. We're a little bit rowdy, okay? Zach, our teacher, encourages discussion. So we talk a lot. And it makes the environment warm, friendly, welcoming, and cool. I enjoy being there. And as someone who was a complete loser in high school, I like being liked by other people. I know. Insane. But whatever. So she does all that, and I, unfortunately, okay, we have this assignment called the curriculum assignment, which we did last semester, and basically what it entails is you get in a group, and typically it's a group of 3 because we had 12 people in our class last year. But now we have 13. We have 13. Because the president of the e-board, I guess, skipped a semester or something last year. So she had to wait an entire year to take the second half of the art ed courses. I don't know why, but she ended up in our cohort, which I wasn't opposed to. I was like, oh, cool, someone in the upper art ed, cool, whatever. It's interesting that she will kind of have 2 cohorts. I wonder how that'll go. And at the beginning, I was like, I feel kind of bad for her because we will have all gotten along really, really well without her. So we have all had a semester together already. We got to know each other really, really well. We got to see each other's work, and we got to know each other, and it was nice. However, Sam, the e-board president, was like not with us. So it was kind of like, what'll happen? How, 1, will the dynamic of the room change? 2, will she be left to her own devices? Like, will she be kind of like, isolated. Thank you. No one. I did not need to thank you, but I was thanking myself. Hi, Bucky. So I was concerned she'd be isolated, so I had invited her to work with me and Maddie on our curriculum group. Bucky. She says thank you. So I had invited her to come work with us, because it was kind of like, I don't know you, but I think it'd be cool to work with you. You are the president of the e-board, therefore you must care about this a whole awful lot. So, I care, Maddie cares, like, I care quite a bit. Maddie cares to the extreme, like, she is very, very passionate about teaching art in particular. And I admire this about her deeply. And so I am a little more relaxed about things. Like, I'm not like, ooh. But I do care quite a bit. Some of my classmates don't care. Oh, hello, Buggy. So I wanted to make sure that I was working with someone who gave a shit about what was going on. So I invited her to work on our curriculum assignment with us. Our curriculum assignment is basically making 3 lesson plans that turn into a unit. And then you mock teach them to the cohort to kind of test out your lesson. You basically role play a classroom. You are the teacher, and then your classmates are your class. And so last semester was a elementary, so K through 5, I believe. She wants to eat dinner so bad. Right, Bug? You want to eat dinner? No. Damn. Anyway, so hi, Buggy. So anyway, I actually have to run an ad. So I will be right back. Everybody sit tight for the ad. I might come back sooner than the ad. No, I won't. Everyone needs to hear the story. So I am going to run the ad. I will be right back. Everybody sit tight. Okay, I'm back now, and Bug is eating her dinner. She needed some treats dusted on top, obviously. I also got some water because something fucked up is going on with my throat. It feels kind of like acid, but not in a hurty way, but like imagine how acid would taste, right? Now imagine that sitting in the back of your throat. Lemons. Imagine lemons, the flavor of it, sitting in the back of your throat. You can't taste it, but you can feel it. And then when you cough, it feels that same way. And you don't know what the fuck is going on, but it's weird. Anyway, hope refilling your water goes well. Yay, Buggy. So true. Happy dinner. Happy dinner for Buggy. So anyway, our curriculum assignment, we get pretty much the entire semester to work on it. Periodically throughout class, we'll have some extra time. Hello. Welcome in. Hope you're doing good. But oh, here we go. Settings. Anyway, so we um oh my god. um Whoa. Oh. Interesting. Oh, it's because you can see my settings. My bad. You can watch the attitude, man. Hello, Becky. Hello. Hello. Becky. Where'd you there you are? Hello. 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 Buggy. Did you? Oh my goodness! You finished your dinner so good. So good job. Very good job. Thank you. Can you see? Come up here. No? Okay. Oh. No worries, man. My bad. Probably read that poorly. Anyway, so I am so our cohort the curriculum assignment. So I invite her to work on her curriculum assignment with us because last semester the curriculum assignment was a bit of a nightmare for me. I didn't really get to pick my group very hard. Like, I had an ideal group and someone I really do not like happened to get in the group that I kind of wanted to be in. So, sorry, hit the mic. I was a little disappointed, and also someone in my group last semester was super fucking mean. Like, majority of my cohort is nice enough. Even the people I don't like aren't like horrible people. Holy shit, Chatterino, can you stay on top, please? If I tell whatever. It's fine. But the woman who was in my curriculum group last semester was super unpleasant to be around, very rude, and she is still rude to this day. Wouldn't you know it? Because she's still in the cohort. So anyway, I invite the president to be Sam to be in our curriculum group. And so day one, we're working on it. And she is very anal in a way that I do not appreciate. She just wasn't pleasant to work with, and I was like, this is gonna fucking suck. And I left class that day kind of deflated. I was like, this is gonna suck. I can't place why I didn't like working with her just yet. Like, I don't have the words for it, but I didn't like it. So I was like, whatever, it's not a huge deal. It's only one assignment. I won't have to work with her again after this. And it's not like I worked with my group super hard last time. So who cares? Just get it done. She wasn't like mean or cruel to me. It was just like something was off and I didn't like it. So fast forward a little further, we have a bunch of snow days. That class is canceled like 3 times this semester. And the school that I go to does not cancel classes for inclement weather very frequently. So it was a huge surprise when the Tuesday, Thursdays kept getting fucking canceled. And then by the grace of God, my Monday, Wednesdays, the days I have more classes on didn't get canceled. Very frustrating. I was literally begging them to cancel at least one Monday or Wednesday, but alas, it did not happen. So, anyway, School boots back up. The snow slows enough for us to be able to come back in, and we're back. But Sam is not. Now, this was fine. It wasn't a huge deal. However, the circumstances with which she was not there were eyebrow raising. Because she apparently saw Maddie in the hallway earlier and was like, yeah, I have RA duties. I will not be in class tonight. Now, I am not super familiar with RAing, but to my understanding, if you don't know what it is, because I sure as shit didn't, if you don't know what it is, it's basically a den mother for people who live in the dorms. And each floor gets their own RA, and they are paid to do this. They are paid poorly, as in, I don't think they get a wage, but they might. And they get, I think, free housing or something. Either they don't get paid and they get free housing, or they don't get free housing anymore, but they do get paid. I think they got rid of the free housing thing this semester. Something along those lines. That's what I've been hearing. Again, I don't live in the dorms, so I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't really understand. Whatever. So So she tells Maddie, I have RA duties, I won't be in tonight, but if we have curriculum time, I am available. Cool, whatever. So we are like, oh, that's kind of weird. That she's not showing up to class. Her BFA, the program she has chosen and worked to get into, it's weird that she chose RA duties over that. Because you would think that whatever RA duties are in question would take into account that literally every RA is a college student and their classes should come first. They are also paying to go to school, so the classes should come first. But side thing, I suppose. Hi, Buggy. Do you want to lay down and be... Oh, hello. Hello. Good doggy. If you lay down and be good, I'll give you a snacky. Thank you. Lay down. Bless you. Good girl. So anyway, we're like, that's a little weird, but luckily that day we didn't have any time for curriculum stuff anyway, because we went too long on other stuff that we were doing. I think we were doing demos and reading presentations that day, so we just didn't have time for anything. We were also desperately trying to catch up from the 3 fucking snow days that we had. So we're really, we're pushing it. There's only 2 hours and 50 minutes per class. So there is plenty of time there. But if we have almost 3 hours worth of content to do, thank you, Buggy. If we have almost 3 hours of content to do, what are you doing? And we missed 3 class periods, we're going to need to get 9-ish hours of content done in less than that. Bug. Love you, Bucky. She's laying down and being good now. So we are like, whatever. We didn't have any cohort time. We didn't have any curriculum time anyway. Not a huge deal. Fast forward, she's gone again. We're like, okay. Because we don't have any curriculum time for this class. And I think it wasn't mentioned. I don't remember. Or was she gone? I don't remember. It's hard to remember what all she was there for and what all she wasn't. But anyway, fast forward to Tuesday, this past Tuesday. And hello, Bucky. We show up, and I am not super late, but a little bit. And one of my classmates is Teresa. She's showing me what she did for photography, and we have photography together, so I was excited to see what she had taken photos of. Because they're self-directed, so there's no theme. We just get to take pictures of whatever the fuck we want and turn them in. So, thank you, Buck. So I was curious to see what she picked. And so I was looking at her laptop, and she gets a message. And her messages, because she has a MacBook computer and an iPhone, her messages connect to her computer. And up in the corner is a group chat message, a group chat that I am in. And it's Sam texting the group chat saying, hey, let Zach know that I'm not feeling well. Saying that she's not coming into class again. And so now I'm a little pissed off. Really, man? You've missed more classes. No, you can't. Exactly. It is not my job to tell Zach that you aren't here. Fuck off. You email him. Hi, Bucky. What's wrong? Do you want to come up? What's your problem? What's wrong? So anyway, we go to... We're doing everything. I had my demo. I did colored pencils. It went okay. Some guy was coming in to review how Zach was doing, which was a little uncomfortable because he didn't really see Zach teach as much as he saw us teach, because it's a teaching class. We are being taught how to teach. So it's kind of like, who are you really watching, Zach or us? Realistically, it was us. And his ass was paying attention to my colored pencil demo, which was fine. I didn't really think anything of it. He was like a stranger in a sea of friends. So it was kind of not the most distracting thing in the world for me. And it was also really funny. Maddie had gotten up. I was like, take one, pass it around. And she was like, can I stand up and pass them out? I was like, sure, I don't give a shit if you want to. And so she stood up and passed my handout around. We're required to have handouts for our demos and our reading presentations. So, had to have my handout. So she was like, can I stand up and pass these out? I was like, yeah, sure, go nuts. And so she did, and had handed one to the guy doing an observation, which I thought was really funny. He did take one. He left it on the table when he left, but he did take it from her, which I thought was very funny. So if anything, he was really, he was observing my teaching for a minute there, because then Teresa had a, reading presentation to do. Reading presentation referring to, we get an article about education, or education in particular. We read it, and then we present it. And it's whatever. I really enjoyed my reading presentation last time. The article was it was shit from a butt, so that article was really what I made it. But anyway, so we go through all of our presentations and stuff, and then what do you know? We have curriculum time. So me and Maddie are sitting there and we're like, we don't really know what to do. By the way, Sam as an RA, not great. Not super awesome. Because apparently one of my classmates has her as an RA and was sleeping at the classic sleeping time, 11:30 p.m. And Sam had slammed on her door, basically trying to smash it down to tell her you can't use duct tape to decorate your door, which is a rule, and that's fine. Definitely a rule that could have been enforced via email or in the morning. It's a school night. You should not be waking me up at 11:30 to tell me that I can't use duct tape on on a door in a building that's going to be demolished next year. Who cares if the duct tape fucks up the door? It doesn't matter. The building is going bye-bye. You don't have to be so concerned about the door, okay? It's 11:30. It'll last a few extra hours, okay? I'll even scrub off the gunk, all right? It's not a big deal. So, anyway, so she's weird. This has been proved at this point. I'm not a huge fan of her anymore. She also, the day after she had asked me in the artist lecture, did you pay your NAEA dues? She messaged me the next day and asked me again, girl, if you wanted to know and you wanted it written somewhere, ask me to email you that I paid my dues. It was literally the next day that she asked me, did I pay my dues? It's so disorganized, it's a huge goddamn nightmare. So, anyway, Cheyenne, Teresa, so those are two people in my cohort. Teresa is a good buddy of mine. Cheyenne, I'm not a huge fan of, but Cheyenne and Teresa are really good buddies. They do not like Sam very much. And I was talking to Teresa yesterday during lunch. Apparently, they talked to Zach about Sam quite a bit because they are frustrated with her behavior. And Zach was like, I'm sorry, I feel like it's kind of my fault, which makes me really sad. I love Zach. He's my favorite teacher. He's definitely one of the biggest reasons I decided to stay in the art education program. I would die for him. So hearing him feel guilty for something that isn't even remotely his fault upsets me quite a bit. And so, thank you. I know, literally devastating. So hearing that he felt that way, I did not like at all. If anything, the reason why we feel so disconnected and disheartened by the cohort above us is very, very likely Christina's fault. And so me and Teresa were talking a little bit more about the upper cohort, and she was like, yeah, none of them are friends. Because Zach was here teaching us this semester, or last semester, and this year, we got really lucky and got to become good buddies instead of being pitted against each other like what would happen with Christina. And I was like, yeah, that makes me even more glad. Lay down, Lucky. Aw. She just wants pets. She doesn't want a treat anymore. That hurts. Thank you. So yeah. I'm very not pleased that Zach feels so guilty that the upper cohort is treating us like shit. Is it nacho chips with cheese melted on top? I hope so. Those are my favorite kind. I love poor man's nachos. Yes! Yes! I had those last night. Based. Anyway, so I'm very not happy with Zach feeling like it's his fault. It's not his fault. It is the upper cohorts for being so like that, and it's Christina's fault for encouraging their behavior. Ooh, a little protein for you. Happy for you, man. So, anyway, we, so I was talking to Teresa about that. I was like, yeah, super not happy with Sam. I'm not happy that she's in my curriculum group. This really sucks. And so on Tuesday, me and Maddie were waiting to talk to Zach about our curriculum group because we can't work individually on our lessons until we all agree on the like the theme of the curriculum. And so we need her back to talk things through. And so it's very frustrating to have her gone all the time. And so she was gone again, and we were, at this point, we were just working on it. I was like, well, we should probably just figure it out. And so we were working on it. We came up with a pretty good girl. Good ask. We came up with a pretty good curriculum plan, but we had to plan out Sam's lesson, which doesn't feel fair because she wasn't here to have a say. But it's her own damn fault for not showing up. So we waited till after class because Zach said he was going to come around and talk to everybody. But he got a little lost in the sauce talking to one of our classmates. And this classmate in particular does need quite a bit of extra help. Like, he's not very good at this. And he needs some extra help. So I do not blame Zach at all for talking to this guy a little bit longer. Did it waste my time? A little. Not the end of the world. So, yeah. Anyway, we wait until after class is over and we kind of let everybody file out for us to go up to Zach and be like, hey, Sam's been gone a lot. She's in our curriculum group. What do we do? I need that steroid shit today, bro. Anyway, so we talked to Zach, and Zach is like, have you emailed her or gotten in contact with her yet? No. So Zach says, I'm thinking about emailing her because I am getting a little concerned with her lack of attendance, so I was going to email her and check in, etc., etc., and if you email her as well, maybe it'll kind of kick her into gear, and it's like more than one person is looking for her and noticing her absence. It'll be good if we both email. And so Maddie's like, okay, cool. Maddie tells me I'm going to draft an email, send it to you so you can vet it, and then send it over to Sam. Literally super fair. Because attendance is very, very critical in Zach's art ed class. He does not like grading things. He is pretty anti-grading, which I respect. I don't mind grades so much, but I haven't put them into practice yet, so maybe I'll feel more passionately about it. Lay down. Good girl. So maybe I'll feel more passionately about it when I have my own classroom, but for now, I'm ambivalent. I don't think they're necessary, but I do think that the school will want me to grade. So I also, from an art student's perspective, like going to college for art for a very long time, I enjoy a grade. Because it's kind of like, well, I don't enjoy a grade, like a letter. I enjoy a critique. Like knowing what I can improve on. I don't necessarily need a number value to that critique. Like, I don't need someone to tell me I did 99 out of 100 good or 50 out of 100 bad. I just want them to tell me what I can improve on, why it needs to be improved, and how it can help me in the future. Things of that nature. Like functional grading like that, as opposed to arbitrary number grading. So I just explained my feelings on grades. But anyway, so Zach does not like grading. I think he agrees with me. Critique and guidance is good, but like stupid arbitrary number grading is unhelpful and doesn't really matter. So it's kind of whatever. So he has changed the way the class is graded to where attendance is 60% of the grade. 40% is the projects we're doing. That is a significant shift toward attendance. Almost, one could say, unreasonable. Bug, down. Down. Thank you. Good girl. So, anyway, we are... Maddie never ended up getting back to me, or she hadn't had the chance to get back to me with an email, mainly because her big, huge class days are Tuesday, Thursday. She has a lot of classes on Tuesday, Thursday. So, she was busy. I was not. Oh, also, well, I guess she could have gotten back to me Wednesday, now that I'm thinking about it. But again, not a huge deal. It doesn't really matter. So, Bug, can you just settle down, please? So we talked to Zach. Zach said he was going to email her. Maddie agreed to email her, and I was kind of disappointed. I was kind of hoping that he'd be like, forget it. You guys can work in a duo, and Sam, if she shows up again, will have to work on her own. I was going to be like, hell yeah. Because I just do not care about... I don't care about her grade. I don't want to work with her. She's been very frustrating. And it's annoying that she's just not showing up to class. I don't like that. And so... Hi, Buggy. Hello. Hello. Me and my bug. Thank you. Excuse me. Whew. So yeah. So that's kind of where we end on Tuesday. Me and Teresa were kind of talking about it out of frustration on Wednesday. And I tell all of this to my coworker today. And I was like, yeah, it's been really frustrating, but whatever. The dynamics are certainly interesting, and she's always down to gossip, and I love her for that. So we gossip about it, and it's great. So I am like, time to go home. Work is over. No class this evening. I'm ready to go. So I get in my little car. I slip in there. I'm ready to go. I get my tickets out. I'm on the road. I message Grace. Do you want to call? She says no. No worries. I put on my tunes. So I'm driving. I'm listening to my tunes. Little Viagra Boys. You know, I said no. I know. I'm not saying. Just let me tell my story. I'm listening to my tunes. I get a phone call from my best buddy, Maddie. I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot. Today, after gossiping, I am like, because I was talking to Dad not too long ago, and he was like, yeah, it's a little concerning that you don't have any travel information yet. Like, it's gonna your NAEA conference, which you've agreed to go to. This is the story. Which you have agreed to go to is kind of like, it's coming up. Aren't, like, maybe you talk to them about more information. And I was like, oh, yeah, I should probably do that. So I do it today. I messaged Maddie. I was like, hey, are you concerned that we don't have a whole lot of information about the NAEA? And she was like, yes, I am a little bit concerned. I'm not in the group me, so maybe check with the group me. And I was like, I am also not in the group me. I don't know how to get in the group me, and I also don't know what a group me is. So, and she was like, oh, well hey, bug, stop. I'm just gonna take it. Anyway, so I message Francis and I'm like, hey, do you know anything about the NAEA travel plans or any extra information? We're sort of cutting it a little bit close, and also I got accepted into a study abroad program, lore drop, and I'm dealing with that also. So if you set up a meeting, I cannot have it overlap with my book art stuff. The book art stuff is also important and also vastly more expensive than the NAEA conference. So, thank you. So, I would probably prioritize the study abroad thing. Especially because the first meeting that we're having for study abroad determines the flight. So it's kind of like, that's super important. I need to be at that meeting. So if they randomly pick a random time and it just so happens to overlap with the fucking time that the Italy meeting is at, I won't be able to fucking go to your stupid gay little NAEA conference meeting, which should have happened way in advance. Just like this is happening in advance. It's fucking February. The study abroad trip doesn't happen until late May. So we're getting all this stuff set up very far in advance, which is a positive thing, because then we can all be prepared and know what's going on when the time comes. But no, we didn't figure anything out, and I don't have access to like a good 50% of the people who are going to this conference. I think the entire e-board is going, but I don't know about any of the other upper art eds. But 6 of us, 6 of our cohort is going. I have access to all 6 of them. But other than that, I have no idea who else is going. And it's very fucking frustrating. So it's kind of like, otherwise, I would just do it myself. If I feel the need to ask questions or figure out the travel plans, I would just ask everybody at the same time. But I can't. I don't have access to everyone. So I messaged Francis. I was like, hey, do you have any information about this? Maddie said you might have been in the group me. I don't know what to do. And he was like, yeah, I was thinking about, I've been meaning to ask Sam about this. And I was like, okay, cool. Can you tell me what she says? Because I don't want to talk to Sam. I'm not a big fan of her at this point. I don't want to talk to her. So if Francis wants to do it, Francis can fucking do it. And so he's like, yeah, sure. And so I was like, cool. So I get a message later this evening, like not too long ago, a couple hours maybe. He messages me and says, Sam hasn't responded to me yet. He, I would imagine, messaged her several hours ago. If she doesn't get back to me by Tuesday, I will email a different person in the e-board. Holy shit, dude. Crazy. So, I'm going home in my little car with my gay little music, right? And I get a call from Maddie. And I think, oh, maybe this is related to the NAEA conference stuff. I pick up. I didn't have anything going on anyway, so it was a treat for me. I love being called in the car. It was a treat for me to be called in the car. And so she calls me and she's like, hey, are you busy right this moment? And I was like, no, you caught me at the perfect time. I'm literally in the car on the way home. Talk to me all you like. She was like, yeah, I just needed to rant for a few minutes. And I was like, yes, yes. Because I love hot goss. I love venting in frustration. I love expressing my emotions. So I was fucking delighted to hear her say that. I was like, yes, bitch, of course you can. Please go on. And so she says that she's in painting. Here we go. Yes, here's the story. So, the real story that happened today. So she says, I was in painting today with Teresa, Cheyenne, and Max. Max is a critical character. He is in our cohort. However, Max is a pretty good friend of Sam's. I do not like this about Max, but I let it slide. Because Max is a relatively funny guy. None of my business. So Maddie was talking about how she is a little bit frustrated with Sam and the curriculum project. And she, in front of Max, despite Max being good buddies with Sam, she doesn't feel like she needs to mince her words, and she says this to me. She doesn't feel like she needs to mince her words because it's not like she's being unreasonably cruel or rude. She is just being frustrated, and this is ironic considering something else, but whatever. She doesn't feel the need to mince her words because she's not being unreasonable or cruel or mean. She's just talking about how frustrating it is to have one person not show up to class when it's kind of important for a group project that we're doing. And also, it's just kind of disrespectful to the teacher, and me and Maddie both deeply respect Zach. He has been a treat and delight. I love him to bits. He is one of my favorite professors that I've ever had. He's my dad. He's my school dad. And me and Teresa make this joke a lot. There's a joke among the cohort that we are all his kids, because he accidentally told Olivia, one of my classmates, he said, "I don't mean to compare you to your siblings, but you should be more like Dex." So referring to us as classmates as siblings. So he has kind of a fatherly tendency toward us. A little Freudian, but I'm charmed by this. I like that he is so paternal about it. I like that he wants us to succeed. I like that he is passionate about our success. I like him. He's a cool guy and very helpful and supportive. And I appreciate his guidance. He's very important to me. And he's kind. I like him. He's a nice person. And so she doesn't mince her words in front of Max. And Max says, yeah, she probably doesn't realize that it's having such an impact on the curriculum assignment. I think this is a load. I don't really think it matters as much if it has an impact on the curriculum assignment. It's kind of like, who gives a shit if it has an impact on the curriculum assignment? Girl, you're losing points for not fucking showing up. You get 2 freebies before you start getting docked. But that's your business. So they go on. They continue talking. And so Max drops a fucking bomb and says, yeah, the reason she told me that she doesn't show up to class is because she doesn't think Zach has anything valuable to say, so why should she even show up? Yeah. I was so fucking pissed off when I heard, yes, super mean, unreasonably cruel, and unreasonable in general. Appalling. I'm fucking pissed off that the same bitch who is talking about us, talking over him, all of the sudden is like, yeah, it won't show up. How the fuck does that make any goddamn sense? You are not allowed to talk shit behind our backs and say that we were talking over him and that was a problem. And you just get to not show up at all. That is more disrespectful to the teacher than talking over the teacher. A lot of the time, the talking that we're doing over the teacher is discussing teaching things. We're so excited to engage in the discussions that he's given us that we talk a little too long about the stuff that we're talking about. We're participating. We're excited to be there. We're doing the stuff. We're fucking doing it, And so it's very frustrating and disgusting, really, that she feels so strongly. And yes, I agree completely. If you feel that way, drop the class. If you don't want to learn from Zach, if you feel that Christina's insane practice-based curriculum, theory-based curriculum, will be more beneficial to you when you start practicing being a teacher, you go ahead and wait another year to go in that class. It's your money that you're wasting. It is, if anything, you are the one who's refusing to get an education. It's like, if you don't think he has anything valuable to say, at least pretend. Stay and listen and attempt to gain something. I have a teacher that I fucking hate, and I have pretty strong opinions about him and the stuff that he teaches not being particularly relevant to me. The way he talks, I just don't agree with him. His ideology leaks into the way he teaches. He visibly and audibly dislikes digital artwork, and he is teaching a digital photography class. It has been very frustrating for me. But my ass shows up to class and tries to learn something. Like, I'm paying for the course, I want to learn, so I'm going to do my best to do that. If the cards are stacked against me, that's how it goes. You're not going to get great bosses every time. You're not going to get access to the best resources every time. Sometimes you have to make do. Okay? It happens. Exactly. I do not appreciate her attitude about this at fucking all. So Maddie calls me because she was so upset hearing that she was crying in anger. She had to step out of her painting class to take a breather. And I don't blame her at fucking all. That is so frustrating. I got home and there was no one to talk to about it, so I was like really riled up and angry. I almost started crying too. I love Zach to bits and pieces. The fact that she's so disrespectful to him is so fucking awful. I don't like it at all. Not to be a suck up or anything, but I would literally die for him. I asked him the day before my scholarship application was due. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna be honest. Recommendation letter probably due tomorrow. He responds to me 20 minutes later and is like, I'll give it a try and I'll send it back to you for edits. That is so considerate that he is willing to edit his recommendation letter for me to be portrayed in the way I want to be portrayed. I don't care that much. I just want him to say nice things for me so they give me money. But it's super nice of him to be like, no other teacher has ever offered that ever, because that's kind of a weird thing to offer. But I think it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a place of like, he wants to make sure that I am getting the best opportunity possible for these scholarships. The thing is that I don't think he realizes that I picked him because I trust him. I trust him to say nice things about me. I trust him to portray me in a positive light. I trust him to know me well enough after a semester and some change to be able to recommend me for these scholarships. I'm trusting him with this responsibility because I think he can do it. Do I think he is deeply disrespected as holy shit. Do I think he is deeply disrespected as an adjunct professor? Yes, I do. Do I think it is deserved? Absolutely the fuck not. I think it is horrible that one of the painting professors told the art eds in her class that My bad. I don't know what's going on. I think I'm a little too riled up. I talked a lot today. Um, anyway, I think it is deeply disrespectful that one of the painting professors who had the painter artist lecture, like she invited him to the school because all of the artists that are invited to do these artist talks have to be like invited by a particular teacher, and the teacher kind of has to like be familiar with their art and like invite them to the school to talk. Like these artists are not coming to the school of their own volition. It's the teachers who are bringing them in. And so she tells them, so they go up to her and they're just like, "Hey, we don't think we're going to be able to make it to the artist lecture. It's our BFA course. We are taking art education classes during the same time as the artist lecture. We will not be able to go, especially because we're trying to catch up after all the snow days. We don't think we'll be able to." And she tells them, "Well, since it's not Christina, you can at least ask." Which is a horribly rude thing to say, because that's implying that she would not have asked them to ask Christina. She only thinks she can get away from a coworker. Yeah. She only thinks she can get away with it because Christina is gone. And I think Christina scares the other faculty members. That is what I believe. And that has been proved time and time again. Deeply unprofessional. You should not say that to the students. You should be like, "Well, I would really appreciate it if you ask at least. If you can't, that's okay, but ask at a bare minimum." And the worst part is that Zach is a huge pushover. And we went to the artist lecture. And I was not happy that we went to the artist lecture. I was deeply displeased. We should not have gone. It was unreasonable, unfair, and gross that she had said that to them. And we went to the artist lecture anyway. And I don't even think there was a sign-up sheet for them to prove that they went. So they honestly could have just lied and said that they were there. And honestly, as a result, I needed to go to the artist lecture too because we were going for art ed all of a sudden. It's whatever, the artist lectures are really cool, so I'm not like super upset that we went, but I am upset that Zach ate that snub. I did not like that. And that's why she's acting that way, by the way, like when other teachers are also like, "Well, it's just Zach. Excuse receptions to impressionable students. See how..." Yes, it's very upsetting. And it makes me even more upset that she's not even giving him a chance. You have the opportunity to learn really, really wonderful things from him. And you just choose not to. And that's very upsetting to me. And I'm pissed. And very coffee. What a fucking ad. I am with you. I am super not happy. Oh, I forgot. There's one more thing. 'Cause it gets worse. I can't believe I forgot this because I was just messaging Francis back because he was like, yeah, Sam hasn't gotten back to me. So I was messaging him back saying thank you because he'll talk to one of the other people on the e-board. Columbo moment. One more thing. That's, yes, huge Columbo moment. So Maddie and Max are talking, and it turns out that Zach did send her an email. Maddie hasn't shown me an email that she intended to send to Sam, and therefore hasn't sent an email to Sam yet, to my knowledge. And Maddie confirmed this over the phone. She was like, yeah, I haven't sent an email to her, and likely won't at this point, because Sam says to Max that she got a scathing email from Zach about how she hasn't been showing up to class, but she didn't even open it and just deleted it. How do you know it was a scathing email then, huh? How do you know? Bitch, exactly. So true. Speak on that. 'Cause that's crazy. And honestly, when he was... Imagine, it's literally your teacher. He has the power to fail you. And I think he should. I think he should fail her. He is being super disrespectful, and honestly, look me in the eyes. Actually, don't. I don't like... Look where my eyes are at. Look me in the eyes, but I'm not going to look you in the eyes. Right? I actually forgot. I got really distracted by making eye contact with the camera. What the fuck is going on? I think I need to be quiet. Oh, I remembered. Look me in the eyes. Remember how Christina is fucking insane? I do, 'cause the syllabus that we got at the beginning of last semester, Christina's syllabus, which Zach just crossed out all of her information and put his information, which I found kind of loosely annoying, but knowing how he ended up teaching the class, I get it. He didn't have time to, because he just got all of this content from Christina and was expected to teach the class like Christina is teaching it. And it's like, okay. Hey, I know. Like, he literally said, I am getting worried about her, is what he said. He doesn't even think that she's doing this to be malicious. He is worried. He said he's worried about her. And that makes me really sad. Also, even if it was, girl, you missed classes that count for more than half your grade. Literally. My Shayla. That's how I feel about Zach. Zach is my fucking Shayla, dude. I love him so much. I would die for him. And I don't like that the way everyone's treating him. It makes me fucking angry. And it's like, if Christina expects you to be respectful to her, if Christina expects you to show up to all of your classes to all of your observations in professional attire, if she expects you to come to class with your syllabus pre-printed, etc., 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 all this stuff, she's expecting all these crazy things from you, and you disrespect the adjunct, how is she gonna feel when she comes back? How is she gonna feel that in her absence, you were the fucking worst? Exactly. Even if it wasn't directly her, like, recommendation, because I think Nick, the guy who, the advisor for the art school, Nick is a good buddy of Zach's. They look very similar, so it kind of makes sense. Like, Zach is like a blonde version of Nick. It's very weird. And Zach's a little bit chunkier. That's my dad. What the fuck? You can't say mean things about him. That's my fucking dad. I don't get it. That's my fucking father. You can't be mean to him. Stop being mean. That's my dad. I don't know. I'm very angry, and I think there should be repercussions for her being a nasty bitch. I think she should have repercussions for causing me and Maddie problems in a group project. I think there should be repercussions for her talking nasty to us about talking nasty about us behind our backs. I think there should be repercussions for her literally single-handedly making the classroom a worse place to be. I think there should be repercussions for her talking shit about Zach behind his back. Like, okay, maybe not that one. I don't know. I think there should be repercussions for her talking about him behind his back and not showing up. I talk shit about Bill all the time. I fucking hate that guy. Bill fucking sucks shit. I did it earlier. But I still show up. I still do his assignments. You know? I'm not mean to him to his face. She is actively disrespecting him to him by not showing up to his class. Not reading his emails. I read Bill's emails when he sends them to me. He didn't send me one. But, you know. I hope you'll snitch on them and make their lives hell. Like, I don't fucking care anymore. I hope y'all fail. Christina, it's senior, so I'll be sent to prison. And that's the worst part, right? We aren't the only cohort with a fucking adjunct professor. The upper eds have a fucking adjunct. It's a different adjunct, but they have a fucking adjunct. It's not Christina. Why does she get respect, but Zach fucking doesn't? That makes me so angry. They both deserve the equal amount of respect. If anything, Zach deserves more. He's working a full-time job and drives like a half an hour and change to come hang out with us at night. He literally told us teaching college is a hobby of mine. He is doing this for fun. And he's doing a good job. I know it's terrible. She has such a nasty attitude. I don't like the way she talks either. Like, when she was... Sorry. When we were talking about our curriculum assignment that first day, the only day we had to work on it with her, the way she was talking was just so grating. I didn't like it. She was just so off. I don't know what it was at the time. Like, I didn't get it. But now I do. She thinks it's dumb to be here. The reason why it was so weird working with her in that moment was because she thinks it's dumb. She thinks she's not gonna gain anything. And that's fucking awful. Happy 905, everybody. Like, we're all fucking 20. And you are all so without fucking jobs and fathers that you need to shit on a guy who's fucking chill and cares for students and who wants you to show up and exist. Sorry. I'm sure that's very pleasant. Yeah, turns out she's a raging bitch. Yeah. That was the vibe that I was getting. Apparently, I'm a really great judge of character, considering that I was like, I don't really like you that much after, like, one close interaction, and I happen to be the most correct motherfucker on the planet. Yeah. I don't know what to do. I feel like I want to tell Zach that she's being insane. Thank you for Happy 905, by the way. I forgot to say that. I want to go to Zach and be like, hey, I'm hearing from tertiary, maybe even further down the line, sources, like fourth hand, so maybe a little bit of a game of telephone, but I'm hearing distantly that she doesn't respect you and is not showing up to class, not because she's sick, not because she's busy, but because she doesn't think you are worth listening to. And I think that's horrible. You have asked us to do one thing, and that is email you when we're not going to be there. And she texts the group chat that is not emailing you. I will fucking kill her for you. You are my king. I am your loyal knight. Give me the order and I will do it. I swear to fucking God. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. I am your sword. I swear to God. So you're just gonna, happy 9 to 5. Thank you so much. Run the class for yourself because you can't be a grown-up. Great. I think you stepped up to Professor Chavez like, fuck you. He's crazy and I didn't gain shit. I never just gave up on going. I went and shit. Yeah. Does that make me a squire? Yes. Everyone I tell these stories to is now my squire. Because it's so crazy that everyone is immediately on board. And is like, yep, she sucks. We have to fucking kill her for Zach. I love Zach. That's my boy. We ride at dawn. Exactly. And like, because we had the chance to observe him in his high school classroom. Because again, he has a full-time job teaching already. He gets up, goes to work, works at a high school / middle school. He teaches both middle school and high school art. Teaches both, and then goes to college right after, teaches us, and then goes home at 8:20. And has to drive, honestly, an hour, and half an hour to get back home. Well, if he lives nearby the school that he teaches at, I'm not sure how close by. Maybe he's in the middle, but like, you know. So it's kind of like, he does a lot. And I don't even remember what I was going to say. I'm just so frustrated and sad and angry. And I don't really know what to do. Because I think he deserves to know, but I don't want to make him sad. Oh, I remembered what I was going to say. We watched him, our classes are required to do observations. And unfortunately, the school district that we observed last semester isn't getting back to us for us to do high school level observations this semester. I don't know what's taking them so long, but it's very, very frustrating. So, as an alternative, he had us come to his classroom, and he is letting us see the classroom, the traditional art class, because he teaches digital art, which I think is so fucking cool. He teaches digital art, and he's letting us observe the traditional art teacher at his school. So we get to see that there are 2 different art classrooms and 2 different art teachers in one school. I think that's really interesting. I've never seen that before, and I am very interested in seeing how that looks a little deeper. But upon going to his classroom, I do feel a little bad for him. Because you can kind of tell that the reason why he likes coming to teach college so much is because we all care to be there. We are attentive, we pay attention, we engage with him, he asks us questions and we answer those questions, we do the assignments that we're told to do, we get off track sometimes, but in the end we do what he tells us to do. We show up, we do the work, we're excited to be there. We worked hard to get into the program, therefore we will do the work to stay. But you go to his high school classroom and all of these fuck-ass teenagers don't care about anything. And they don't want to be there. And they're super distracted and they're just pissing around on their computers, and he just lets it happen. Because I think he's kind of given up on the idea of him being able to control his classroom. His classroom management skills are very poor. So I have a feeling that that's probably why he likes it here so much. Is we kind of give him a vague sense of hope. That is at least my analysis. He also just seems so sad sometimes. Sometimes I'll ask him, I'm like, you doing okay? Because he seems sad. And So the other day I asked him, I was like, "Are you doing okay?" And he was like, "What? Yeah, I'm okay." And I was like, "Okay, I just want to make sure. You seemed a little down today." And he was like, "Oh, well, I mean, I'm kind of upset that the schools aren't getting back to me to do observations, but otherwise I'm okay." And I was like, "Okay, just checking in." Cuz he almost seemed like surprised that I cared. I don't know. It made me so sad. That's my fucking school dad, okay? That's my art education father. I would die for him. I'm so yeah, so true. Ugh. No, I'm sorry. There's a mad problem with college students think they're on the same level as their professors because they're adults. You're fucking not. You don't even know how to hold a broom right. So true. But sure, you can treat your professor like a coworker. LMAO. This isn't Zach, your annoying coworker who assigns you work. It's Zach, your fucking professor who is teaching you a skill. And you're paying for it. You are paying to be taught this skill. Refusing to learn anything is a severe fucking mistake. It is disrespectful, it is rude, and it's a mistake. Choosing not to learn when you have the opportunity to do so? Do you even want to be a teacher, man? One of the biggest parts about being a teacher is being passionate about learning yourself. And if you think you can't learn something from someone, that is simply not true. I have a professor who is very difficult to understand. He has a very heavy accent, and it takes me a minute to understand what he's asking. However, I am still learning from him because I am attempting to learn what each accents, the quirks of his accent, why does he sound certain ways saying certain things, learning to understand what he's saying so I am able to learn what he's trying to teach me. I don't know. She's going to treat other coworkers, superiors, and God forbid children like that. I know. And it scares me even worse because she was like, yeah, I'm not sure what grade I want to teach. If you treat 5th graders like this, I think you should go to jail. Or 4th or 1st kindergartners. If you treat kindergartners like shit, you're going to the gulag, dude. Straight to the gulag. That's so fucked up. They're just kids, and there is no proof. I don't think these children will amount to anything. Please look at that. Literally the behavior that she's committing. She sucks so bad. I don't like her at all. I'm so frustrated by her. I really did want to like her, and for Maddie's sake, I'm very glad that I didn't ditch. Because she had said last semester, when she thought I was quitting, and I also thought I was quitting, she was like, maybe, I don't know who else I would do my SMART teaching with, because we do, practice teaching, with students who sign up for Saturday morning art classes. You can't say that. My boss just emailed me about missing work. Oh, what a bitch. And that's what she did. And the fact that she said it was scathing, you didn't even read it, and 2, Zach doesn't know how to be scathing. He's reprimanded us once, and you want to know what it was about? It was about us goofing on a video we were watching that was saying that teachers can make or break a student's day. And he got so passionate about that thing in particular that he was like, stop laughing at this. It's true. You can ruin a kid's day because you're their teacher. If you make the wrong move, you can make someone's day worse. And the fact that he was passionate about that in particular is one of my favorite things in the world. Because that is such a kind-hearted thing to be concerned about. being like, I need you to understand for certain that you know that being a teacher, you need to be careful. That's a lot of power, and you can hurt people with that power. And he doesn't want us to hurt future students with the power that we will eventually wield. And that's a good thing to learn. That's important to learn. And he has a very like good worldview, and he it's very important to him that we show off diverse like art from like black people and like gay people and like, you know, other people of color, like other places on the planet like China and Africa and Antarctica and you know, anywhere. And that's really important. It's for the amount of time that's actually happened. That's so awesome of him. Exactly. Teachers have straight up ruined my day. He is so right. And so making sure we as future teachers are aware of it is super important. Also, and it's a 1 star. That's so fucking funny. Hold on. Now I have to see it for myself. I didn't even think about looking her up. I don't know why I haven't. That's crazy. Oh, it's just one. And it's recent. Oh no. Last semester, last year. I'm surprised she hasn't gotten more ratings. But this makes sense. I have heard similar things. Oh. For those who are not on the page, it is so the one rating that was given for the teacher who's supposed to teach the program was written May 7th, 2025, so the end of the spring semester last year. Quality 1, difficulty 5, grade B-. Christina is one of the worst teachers I've ever had the displeasure of dealing with. She will fail students for seemingly no reason. She makes comments on students' bodies and just general mean things to keep you down. This is the most work you will ever have in a class. And I have heard similar things from the upper art eds. And that's one of the biggest problems. That's why the upper art eds hate us so much. It's because we have it easier. I know one of the upper art eds, and she was apparently eating Cheetos in class once. Classic vending machine snack. Like, you're a college student, you want a snack, you go to the student lounge and you get a fucking thing from the vending machine, right? Whatever. She was eating these Cheetos, and Christina leans over to her and says, you have really bad eating habits, or your diet's really bad. And then kind of laughs. And then keeps teaching. Which I am not looking forward to having Christina at all. Because at this point, I will have to finish the degree. I will have gone through a year of it. I will have to finish it once Christina comes back. Like, exactly. Like, it is, like, haven't you ever heard of the freshman 15? Like, when you go to college, you gain 15 pounds as a freshman. That's the freshman 15. That's what it refers to. Because of the student, like, dining hall. There's not a lot of healthy options in the dining hall. It's like pizza, burger, waffle, ice cream. Ice cream is accessible the whole, like, whatever you want. Cookies. There's like 4 different desserts available every time you go to the dining hall. And then there's like a salad and fruit bar. Huh? What the fuck? What do you expect to happen? Of course the diet's gonna be really shit. They can't cook. They can't fucking buy their own goddamn food. Okay, I'm sorry, but you need to go to the English page and scroll and see if you'll see the same name I do. What class would you have to take with her? Christina teaches 4 art education classes. The 2 that I took these past 2 semesters, and then 2 in the upper level. I think it's basically the SMART classes. So you'll have to do all the SMART work in those 2 and then teach SMART on Saturdays. Let me head back to Ray, my professor. Yes. There's only... She's the only art education professor. I don't know how to do that. View all professors. Oh. Oh, okay. And click English. Hi, Mr. Riccio. Hi. John Evil. John Evil? What the fuck? That's so funny. Who the fuck is John Evil, bro? Okay, I'll read his review. Dude, Ray, my first was evil. No. That's so funny. What the fuck? And that was really recent, too. That was last semester. That's so funny. What are my college rates are? It's fun to look. John Evil was evil? Fuck, that's hysterical. Just seeing John Evil 1 star? Yeah, that's so fucking funny. There he is. Hmm. I think this class I'm on Professor Kutravis's. Either this was you or one of your classmates had a very similar opinion. It's the first one. If you took English 5660. Ouch. Oh, God. All right. I know that was a bit of a boring stream. Well, maybe not boring, but like, shout out to my English teacher who walked me over to the therapist's office. That's super nice. I actually had a teacher who, I don't know his name, and I don't know what, like, I know he taught a coding class. I feel like I know who it was. Best. But my digital photography class was moved the first day of school this semester. Like, I didn't know where to go. Instead, because Grace had taken a picture of my schedule for me, so I knew which rooms I needed to be in. And so I show up to the room I'm supposed to be in, and I was like, what the hell? What class is this? Because something felt wrong. Bill wasn't in the room, so I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? And I was like, what class is this? And some guy was like, coding lab. I was like, lab as in like, you can leave any time, or like, is it a real class with real times? And he was like, it starts in about 5 minutes. I was like, what the fuck? Then I am in the wrong place. I don't know what's going on. And the teacher comes over and is like, yeah, are you in digital? I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, it's downstairs. I was like, there's a computer lab downstairs? Oh, okay. And he was like, are you familiar with the school? And I was like, not downstairs, because I only had my art ed class downstairs. Otherwise, I hadn't been anywhere else. I don't know where anything downstairs is. And I still only know where 2 rooms are. I know where metals and jewelry is, but that's about it. Other than my art ed room. And now I know where the computer lab is. But I was like, no, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. And he was like, here, I'll walk you down. So he very kindly, painstakingly, 5 minutes before his own class starts, walks me down to the classroom. Because guess who didn't fucking email a correction on where the class was actually supposed to be? Bill. Bill didn't fucking email. I fucking hate it here. Because had he emailed, I probably would have checked. I would have been able to check my goddamn email. Because I was looking at my phone. At the picture that said the room number. I would have seen an email pop up. And I would have been able to be like, oh, it's moved. I'll just go there. You know? Like, I just... oh my god, that shit was awful. And the worst part about it is the room doesn't have any windows. It's so fucking awful down there. I hate it so much. It gets hot in there. There's no windows. I'm not learning anything. Nightmare. Nightmare, nightmare, nightmare. Alright. Since there's only a half an hour left of stream, and I am coughing like you would not believe, probably because I'm talking so much, I am going to end early, take a shower, hopefully that'll soothe my throat a little bit, and then head to bed. Hopefully I will be back tomorrow. I'll save my story for next time. Okay, so long as you promise. I'll probably stream tomorrow. The hope... I'll probably try and do Twitch graphics tomorrow, because... Okay, thank you. Cat story tomorrow. So now I have to stream so Cat can tell her story. But since Cat has a story, I will... but also, I just want to do my Twitch graphics. I'll do Twitch graphics tomorrow, and then we can decide if we want to do Minecraft or Hogwarts Legacy on Saturday, which I also hope to be here Saturday. There's nothing stopping me, but I don't know. You know how things are. I have a photography project due on Monday, and I haven't started it. I haven't taken the pictures. I haven't edited the pictures, and I sure shit haven't printed them. So, I really need to do that, and I have to do it on Saturday, because I probably won't do it Friday night. So, ooh. I was upset that I forgot lights for my photography project, because I was going to bring lights home from work. But I forgot I got to work tomorrow, so I can just snatch them tomorrow, which is great. So I'll do that. Yeah. Hopefully I don't forget. So, anyway. I will end early, but I will be back tomorrow. I do think I am in good shape for it. Like, there's nothing interrupting me, etc., etc. So, Cat story tomorrow. Twitch graphics tomorrow. We're in good shape. This I can assure you. For this weekend, going forward, I do hope to stream in the evenings on Monday, Tuesday, but it is very difficult to do that. I will try, though. So, I will see everybody tomorrow. Thank you for hanging out with me. Thank you for listening to me talk. Because, my God, this has been very frustrating. So, I appreciate it. I will see everybody tomorrow. It'll be a lot less talky, I promise. Godspeed out there. I love you.